Hello, everybody. It's Urael Blackshear, president of Black Student Union, and we got some more off-week content for y'all. I just wanted to give y'all a thanks for being with us when we're on live in Zoom, we're off in Zoom, checking out our Instagram, helping us just, keep it as regular as possible with connecting with everybody. Things are different, but we try to do what we can. So again, I'm Urael Blackshear, president of Black Student Union. I'm 22 now, and I'm a senior here at Cal Lutheran University. I study political science. And I'm going to let the other officers introduce themselves. So, Zeno, would you mind going next?
Right. Hi, I am Zeno. I am the Vice President of Black Student Union. I am 21, and I am a senior this year.
Taylor, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, so my name is Taylor. I am 21 also. I'm a senior, and I do social media for BSU, so that's who I am.
And last but not least, of course.
Hi, my name's Kaya. I'm 19, a sophomore, and I'm the treasurer of BSU.
Great. So as an intro to what we're about to do, I started something called the Black Professionalism series last fall, and I wanted to give an opportunity for Black professionals in any field, no matter whether it's entrepreneurial things, real estate, entertainment, just all kind of success lanes. Wanted to give them opportunities to connect with our generation because we're following in their footsteps. We want to make sure they have the ability to see who's coming up behind them, how they can inspire and just be that mentor or person of advice that some young people in our age group or even younger than us might not have. So we definitely want to make sure we have the social capital that's necessary to build up young Black entrepreneurs and young Black successful people. So this is the whole reason we're doing this. And I have a guest today. The guest is Wankaya Hinkson. She is from Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to bring her in so she can get in this Q&A with us, and we're just going to talk back and forth, get a lot of information now, get to know her more, and we'll definitely just have a great conversation. So let's let her in.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I'm glad you're here.
I know. I'm so excited.
It's been a long time.
Able to jump on. My goodness.
I know. Yeah, we were supposed to have you last year, but unfortunately things changed. We had to pivot, but I'm glad you're.
I know it. I'm glad I'm here too, and I'm thankful for you guys asking me to be a part of this.
Of course. Thank you. So I just want to go around the room and let every other officer introduce themselves, and then we'll have you introduce yourself, okay? So go ahead. Zeno.
Oh, hi, I'm Zeno. I'm the Vice President of BSU, and I'm a senior this year. So.
Hi, Zeno.
Hi.
Congratulations, senior. Okay.
Hi, my name is Taylor, and I do social media for BSU, and I'm also a senior, so yeah.
Nice. Congratulations, y'all. Getting through it.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Kaya. I'm the treasurer of BSU, and I'm a sophomore.
Nice. Hi, Kaya.
We're missing two others, but they're busy.
Yeah, we're missing two other officers. They'll be on any other day, but today we just want to focus on what you do and how you became who you are, the entrepreneurial spirit I got from you just from our conversations, and then of course following you on Instagram. It's been definitely something I admire. Whether I wanted to be in your field or in another field, it's definitely something powerful. So could you let us know who you are, where you come from, and just your background on how you got started in your business?
Okay, so my name is Wankaya Hinkson. I am a professional licensed cosmetologist. I work for television, film, print. So most of the shows that you guys love to watch, I'm the hair creator behind it. I'm also a founder and CEO of my own product line, One by Wankaya. So should I just go into?
I mean, yeah.
How did you do it? Okay, let's do it. Okay, so basically, I started off at a very young age. My interest in hair was, I would say, honestly, about 5. I used to, and I run this story a lot, but I used to do my little cousin's hair, and my aunt used to get so mad at me, like, you're tangling her hair, and I'm like, no, I can do it, I can do it. And just from that moment on, I've always just kind of watched my mom. She had 4 girls, 1 boy. So I kind of just watched her do all of our hair. She also went to cosmetology school. She didn't work in a salon, but went to school and just had the gift. So I would watch her maybe around the age of 11. I think it was my 11th birthday to be exact. She had all 5 of us, and she was like knocking them down. And I was like, well, you know what? Today's the day that I'm going to help her get through us quicker. So I decided to do my own hair, and she was like really impressed after I did it. So from that moment on, literally, the next following year, she got me a job at a hair salon, and I was 12. And I've been in the salon ever since, like literally, since that moment. So I feel like that gave me, it molded me, let's put it this way, or it kind of gave me an experience early on, to see what it's like, to see what you can become, to see how much money you can make. And I was like, okay, definitely this is something that I want to do. So that's how I was introduced to the hair world. Going into the film world, I was working at a hair salon, and his name is Mo. It's Attitudes by Mo. And I approached him, and he was currently working on The Game on BET. And he was like, and I said to him, you know, I'm interested in set. I didn't have a clue what set was. I just heard the lingo throughout the shop. I was like, all right, well, let me just see if he needs a little extra help. And he was like, definitely. If I can get you on, I'll get you on. A few months later, Tyler Perry called him to run a show for him. And he approached me and was like, hey, are you ready to go to set? And I'm like, okay, I guess. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm about as ready as I'm going to be. And he kind of gave me little guidelines, like, you're not going to be able to be in the shop as much as you were. You're definitely going to have to make sure that you know, find someone to have twins, a boy and a girl, Milan and London. So he was like, you definitely will have to find someone to help you keep your twins and rearrange your clients. So I jumped on the phone again with my mom, and I was like, Mom, so Mo asked me to do Tyler Perry. And she was like, go, go, go. So she was like, don't worry about the kids. I got them. Go chase your dreams. So I was like, okay. And literally from that moment on, I went from show to show to show to show to show. 8 years later, I've just been working consistently. And throughout going through each show, I kind of worked on one show, Sleepy Hollow, that was on Fox. And I worked with the beautiful actress, Nicole Bahari. And I had to kind of formulate a shampoo and a conditioner that worked for her hair, as well as the hair extensions, the wig that we was using. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, again, it worked for hers as far as growing it, stimulating it, moisturizing it, but also because the wig was a finer hair texture than her natural hair texture, I had to also make sure that the products wouldn't be heavy enough, or too heavy, let's put it that way, for her wig. So I tested back and forth, and it worked out. I nailed it. We took it from show to show. And once I got to Ballers in Miami, I really had a chance to kind of just test it out on different, I mean, once I went through each show, it was almost like I had a chance to test it on each ethnic group, let's put it that way. So I had so many different hair textures to run it by. And I was like, okay, I think I have something now. So I just started the process, and here we are 4 years later, we're running One by Wankaya. So that's my little journey, little quick journey onto how I got to where I am today.
That's beautiful. I have so many follow-ups. You've been getting a bag since 12. First, I was saving my own little money at a young age, but I wasn't working, of course. But that's great. And the other thing I noticed about what you said and how you just kept pursuing the passion was the diligence, because it didn't come right away. Of course, you could have been a teen prodigy, if you will, but you still had school life in general that played a factor into what you did. So do you have any experiences from maybe, say, your high school ages until you got to be an adult that helped you or might have hindered you in your vision and how you wanted to become a cosmetologist?
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, I literally, I have journeys. I was once married before. So I had that, and that was very early on. Very, very early on, I think 19. So I didn't really get a chance to kind of experience that adulthood in a sense. But it was definitely, I call it my college in a sense, because it helped mold me and guide me and matured me a lot faster. And in that, I feel like I got a chance to kind of like really put my foot down and focus on where I want to be. And I think something about no shade to anywhere else, but I think something about Atlanta gives you a different type of uplifting encouragement and power when you see so many excellent Black people around you, like in your immediate circle. You can kind of vision in a sense of where you want to be. So I definitely didn't have the easiest childhood. My mom was a single mom with 5 kids. And it was her by her, I mean, literally her by herself, bless her heart. I don't know how she did it, but she figured it out, and we had to work early on. We moved often, we stuck together, to make sure that we all were going to make it out, and that we all wouldn't be a prototype or a stigma, or just early teen pregnancies and things like that. And even in that aspect, because I know a lot of girls who did have that happen to them, but they still came out good. I think all in all, just keep pushing through and stay focused. That's what I would say.
Of course, that makes a lot of sense. I can feel that energy and how she raised you and how you were able to just build up something for yourself, even though there are a lot of things around you that may have been a hindrance to you. And that was actually my follow-up question about being in Atlanta versus any other Black meccas or groups where, like Los Angeles or New York or some places in the South. How do you feel that place specifically played a role in you viewing yourself as a successful Black person? Because you've been all over the world, and I know Atlanta's not the only place, but it's definitely one of those places where young Black scholars or young Black entrepreneurs get their way out. So just praise Atlanta one more time. I just want to hear a little bit
one
more
more time for the A. No, but I think again, just being from Atlanta, well, I'm literally from Lithonia, which is like 25 minutes east of Atlanta. Very close, one highway into the city. But I think for us, for me, let's put it this way, let me speak for myself. For me, it was wonderful because I feel like growing up, I had strong Black people to shadow. It wasn't something that I had to see on TV to make reachable. It was someone who was sitting right beside me. And my mom kept us extremely active growing up in school. She kept us in a club. I mean, from step team to cheerleading, to basketball. I mean, whatever we can do, she switched us out. And she kept us in programs that were actually Black empowerment programs. So I was a part of this program called the Winner's Circle growing up. And it was split out into girls, which was Sister of the Circle, and boys, which was Boys of the Circle. And the slogan was teaching girls to become women and teaching boys to become men. So in that, and I literally joined that in 5th grade. So we would take tours every year to different HBCUs. And we would also learn about our history. Like, it was actually taught to us. So we was taught very early on the importance of being, or let's put it this way, that we were kings and queens, and that we were manifested and created from kings and queens. So I feel like growing up in that gave me kind of like this confidence right off the bat, walking into the world of, not thinking less of myself because I'm Black. It was more, I am who I am because I'm Black. So for me, that's, I feel like, what empowered me. I migrated out into LA 4 years ago. And that was a bit different for me, because when I came straight to the Valley. I didn't go to LA, LA, let's put it that way. And I moved to Encino. So for me, first, going into the routes, and I'm looking around, and it was actually the CVS, Fernando Ventura. And looking around, I realized that I was like literally the only Black person in the store. And honestly, that was a big cultural shock for me, because I'm honestly kind of used to it being the opposite way here in Atlanta, Lithonia. So it took a little adjustment for me. But I think, again, because of my upbringing, I wasn't shamed or, felt like I was any less than anyone else. I still walked through every store more powerful and, my head raised high. So I think coming from Atlanta put that inside of me, and having the mom that I have, and her having positive women and men influences around me helped mold me into knowing that I am a queen.
Oh, yes, most definitely you are. The thing you said that resonated with me was the coming to the LA, or what you call the LA for the time being, was a culture shock for you? And I know the industry just in general, whether it be entertainment or just
Yeah.
professionalism in general, there is a culture shock with that, and that there's not a lot of people that may look like us. Maybe in the different cosmetology departments and different industries, there are more people that look like us, but just in general, there aren't. So could you tell us a bit about how that culture shock was for you, or if you were never in a culture shock really, and you were just always around good-minded people that looked like you as well?
I think it made me, I would say this, just for what I took out of it, I definitely would like to expose my children earlier to situations like that. Because I think that we live in a world where when you come out of Atlanta, it ain't Atlanta. You know what I mean? So you have to know how to adapt. And also, I don't want to use the word blend in, but you got to know how to adapt in a different environment and still kind of be who you are and stand strong to who you are. Even working on set, I've been on a lot of productions. I mean, honestly, that the actress that I was working with, her glam was the only Black people. Several shows I've been on, and it's been like that where, I mean, everybody around us was white except for us, you know? But again, it's so funny because I always work with these powerful women who just know who they are. So we always stand tall, like literally. We change the environment don't change us.
That's beautiful. So, of course, we have some other sisters in here. They also have their own group. They're called Sister Circle on our campus, and it's basically the exact same thing you were describing. So, yeah, Zeno is actually the president of Sister Circle. Taylor,
yes, I love that.
I want them to get a better understanding perspective from your eyes on how that really played a role, because there's Black and white, or just Black and non-Black, but there's also man and women, male and female. So if you guys can ask any questions and get to break it down a little bit more.
Yes, jump in. Let me see if I can move this over a little bit so I can see everyone. How about we do that? Oh, there we go. Okay. It takes me a little second with this Zoom stuff. I ain't technology savvy.
I don't blame you. Yeah, it takes us all a little bit.
Into a whole nother girl. Yes. So sister, what is it? Sister Circle?
Yeah, it's called Sister Circle.
I love that. I love that. I think it's needed. I think it's definitely needed. It needs to be talked about. We need to feel comfortable. Because I think it just helps us move through the world a whole lot better and a whole lot gracefully. Let's put it that way.
Agreed. I feel like it's a really good space to kind of share different perspectives with women who look like you. So I definitely
different experiences. You know, just I guess you can even, I mean, and even being older, I think we went from 5th grade to 11th grade. And then after that, my senior year, you know, I thought I was just too grown. But from 5th grade to 11th grade, it was some pivotal years. So even going into college, I feel like it's very much so necessary, because you also have women that could be in a situation like mine where they're not used to being around as many, you know, white people. And then you could have the opposite, where you have a Black person that's not used to honestly being around that many Black people. So I think a lot of times when we come together, in a sense, we can actually educate each other and, you know, teach each other in a perspective of you knowing that side and me knowing that side and us coming together. So I think it's good. Y'all doing this great.
Thank you. Let's see. Oh, I have a question. It's kind of related to the hair industry and beauty industry.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious, like, what's your favorite part about being in that industry?
For me, my favorite part about doing hair, period, is when I turn them around and they see themselves. Like, I love people's reaction when they look in the mirror. Something about it just kind of like gives me a rush. Hair is one of those things that we may act like it's not that important or we don't really care, but we care. And it's one of those things that you see, like you have to see a person's hair when you first see them. So I feel like when people look their best, they feel better. It makes them move better. And for film and television, honestly, it makes them act, you know, with more confidence when they walk on set. And being on a trailer, we're literally the first people they encounter walking, you know, before they walk to set. So we see them at their most vulnerable stages. We turn them into what you see on television, you know? So having that trust early off, and we start early. Like, I mean, sometimes we'll start 5 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. So having that calm energy and building that trust helps them, to me, deliver their confident lines, as well as it's a topping when their hair looks good. There's a lot of conversation right now about how a lot of actresses, Black actresses, felt like they didn't have representation on the trailers. And, you know, because a lot of them weren't leads. So they would have to kind of just get what was on the trailer. And most of the time it was like all white women or men. So their hair never really looked the best unless they got it done before coming to set. And that's one of those things that I kind of feel like sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who wants to feel ugly? Like, you don't do your best performance when you feel ugly. So being able to work with actresses, Nicole Bahari, like Gabrielle Union, and, you know, Lisa Ray and Denise Bay. I mean, honestly, a lot of women, powerful, you know, strong actresses. I felt like I've always been able to kind of suit them or give them what they need when it pertains to hair, but I'm glad for the change in how they elevate it, because we are now on the trailers just a tinge more and able to show our talent and help them feel more confident. Let's put it that way. Mm. Yeah, so that's my favorite part on set, turning them around and letting them, you know, see themselves. That's my favorite part.
So I have a question in terms of what you said about making them feel at peace and coming to them with calmness, just so they can do their best, because your job is to help them feel good so they can do good. And I see you do yoga on Instagram, and I feel like there's a spiritual aspect to what you do and how it goes in hand with your self-awareness. What do you think your spirituality has to do with your success?
Oh man, it has everything to do with my success. If it wasn't for God, I would be nowhere near where I am. I literally pray all day long. I'll be praying while I'm doing their hair, like literally. And it don't matter how long I worked with them, no matter how comfortable I feel, I continuously pray. My prayer went into yoga once I did go to LA 4 years ago. Again, that was the first time I was away from my family. All my family lives in Lithonia. I mean, literally, we grew up, we stay here, everybody's right around the corner from each other. I mean, get to each other's house in seconds. So for me to go way to California to be on a different time zone, I got a little anxiety rush once I got out there. And my friend Malika, who's a makeup artist, Malika James, she literally was like, hey, someone was telling me about yoga. Let's go try yoga. And I was like, okay, let's go try it. And literally my first candlelit session, we went at night because we wanted to just, you know, make sure that it wasn't going to be crowded. Little did we know, classroom was packed, of course. And we took a candlelit. We didn't know we were taking a candlelit. So the classroom was completely dark. It was just candles on the floor, a couple candles on the floor. And in that moment, once we started, of course, we had no idea of what we were doing, but it was some sort of peaceful acceptance, even if you didn't know what you were doing. And it was a moment where I felt like I was closest to God. And I got a chance to kind of calm my whole spirit and kind of pray more and be able to hear him more clearly and to kind of like ease my way through LA. So for 4 years now, I've been practicing yoga. I hit it in the morning. I mean, if I don't get it in the morning, I get it at night. If I don't get it at night, I get it during lunch. Like, even if I can't take a full hour, I'll do a 15 or a 30. But I feel like that's just the only time that you get for yourself. The only time you get to congratulate yourself. The only time you get to tell yourself you love it. The only time you get to heal your mind, heal your body, heal your spirit, you know? So, for me, that's just my one personal time that I can connect closely with God, and I feel and hear his presence more. And in that process, I'm able to keep striding. So that's why I practice. And I'm actually in the process. I leave Wednesday to finish my teacher training to become a yoga instructor, because I feel like I want to be able to offer that to other people as well, because it totally changed my life. I introduced my best friend to it 3 years ago. She came out to LA, and I'm like, girl, we gotta go to yoga. She's like, here you go, you done came out to LA. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. And we did our yoga session. I mean, and she's 3 years in now. We launched our business, I would say about a month ago. We launched, it's called BFFs at Yoga. And it's basically two best friends who came together, mind, body, and spirit, to hold each other accountable, to check in every day and, you know, meditate. So that's our little brand. And yeah, that's why I yoga.
That's great. I feel like there's too much going on in the world to not try to be at peace with yourself. So
yeah, I mean,
that
even
kind
if
of
it's just with
is
yourself.
definitely necessary. I think there's a lot of people who were before the pandemic were so busy that they forgot about themselves, and even in the middle of the pandemic, they were so busy trying to figure out what to do about it that they again forgot about themselves. So for everybody out there, when you watch this, please just tap into any kind of yoga. If you've never done it, there's meditation yoga, there's other yogas that you can practice for your body and just the sanctity of how you feel. And of course, mental health is a part of yoga, which is why I encourage everybody to do it. And I'm sure you'd encourage everybody to do it for the same reason.
Definitely. And don't be hard on yourself when you do it. Yoga's not a place where you kind of bully yourself. If you can't do a pose, I always tell people there's different stages of it. You know, I think when you get in there and you see everyone lifting their feet up to their head, you feel like you need to as well. And when you can't do it, it's kind of like you get discouraged. Meet yourself where you are. You know, if you can't get it there, if you can just put it at your ankle, that's all you need. Eventually, each time you do it, you'll get it up higher and higher and higher. So I always tell people, like, don't bully yourself or get mad at yourself in yoga. Yoga is a place where you congratulate yourself. You made it to your mat. You almost didn't, you know? There's could have been 1,000,001 things that stopped you from going. So the fact that you just showed up, even if you just lay there all day long in the whole hour session, is still just that hour that you committed to doing something for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for your soul and spirit. So don't be rough on yourself. Not when you do yoga. Definitely.
Kaya.
So you guys have any more questions for me?
Yeah, Kaya has a question. I'm gonna let her ask her question right now.
Okay, Kaya, I'm ready for you.
Okay, so I know you are somewhat limited when like you want they want the character to look a specific way, so you can't really deviate and stuff like that. But has there ever been a certain character or time on set where you got to express a little bit more creativity with the character's hairstyle or something like that?
Yeah, again, I work with some bomb women. I kind of work with a lot of leads, and in that aspect, I'm also most of the time department head. So I would say I have a lot of what's the word I want to use? A lot of input, let's put it that way, when it comes to certain things. Now, of course, directors and producers are your go-to because most of the time they already have a vision for the character. You just kind of get a little brief description of what it is that they're looking for. And the reason they brought you in is to bring it to life, you know? So in that aspect, you talk with your actress, you see how they feel, you give them a few options. Once you give them those few options, you just move from there. So I feel like I get a chance to kind of do my thing when I'm on set. Most of the time. I know when I first started doing the natural hairstyles, a lot of that was not like they were not accepting that, like, what are we doing? She can only wear it this way, pinned back on the side. And I was like, we not doing that. We would show up on set with different hairstyles every time. Like, no, y'all gonna eat this hair, okay? So I think, again, for me, it's introducing them to a different light, because in their mind, when they hear natural hair, they're thinking, you know what I mean? And it's not to say that's still not beautiful, an afro, or, you know, they're on the mindset of that, and more of it, they more consider it to be ugly if you do look that way. So once we do it, honey, and she is slaying and she looks fine and she is beautiful and she's walking on set with her head raised high, you don't got a choice but to eat it. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. Especially when you got an actress who's like, no, this is how I'm gonna wear my hair. Okay? Makes my job a little easier.
Okay, I have another question. So my question is, have you ever made a mistake while doing someone's hair, or made a mistake pertaining to your business? And if so, how did you recover?
When I first started out, single ladies. That show there was definitely my mode. That show molded me. It taught me what to do and what not to do. And coming in, I was, again, kind of new from the salon. I think I was maybe a year in at that point, but I was at Tyler Perry, and that's a whole different gauge. That studio is a whole different world from the rest of the studios. Let's put it that way. So walking on the trailer, I'm thinking I'm giving a Tyler Perry look, and no. So these girls wanted looks. So I was like, okay, got it. They was like, yeah, and you from the salon? Oh, we ain't running to one of you in a minute. So go ahead and run me these wand curls, press me out, throw me into a high bun. So I was just, literally doing hair, like changing these looks it was this thing called continuity, and you just basically have to follow it, and you go by days, weeks, or whatever the case might be. So each day, girls was getting different looks. And it was a moment where they had to reshoot something, and literally her hair was wand curled, big, nice, and I had to take it straight. So I was like, oh, no problem. Take me a few minutes. Took it straight. And they was like, yes, now we going back over to the wand. And I was like, okay, cool. No problem. We'll work it. Where is she? Is she in the bed right now? Yeah, she went home. Oh, perfect. Okay. It'll only take me a few minutes. In my mind, I was like, But for me, the advice I would give is never show your reaction. You know what I mean? Because once you show any sort of fear, they pick that up, their energy switches, and now you're in more trouble than you even thought you was going to be in. So I went back to the trailer and we worked it out, honey. We put a little scarf on her. We had the little ends curl. She hang down. I was like, she's at the house. She's chilling. She looks fabulous. Sold the story. It worked. But from moving forward, I was like, yeah, we'll do this by episode, no longer by day. So we'll run this hairstyle for 10 days. When we start a new episode, we'll run that hairstyle for 10 days. So I definitely learned my lesson. I think in making mistakes, you always want to learn your lesson. And for my product line, I say any mistake that I've learned, it's been able to help me. And anything, and kind of catapult me to the next phase in a sense. And then I also feel like those little lessons that I did get, I'm able to now share to the next person to say, hey, girl, don't order 14 bottles. Just get your one little bottle. So I feel like any mistake, I've been able to kind of recover from it fast. But even in recovering from it, it's helped me get to the next stage or where I'm supposed to be. So in a sense, ain't no mistake. Everything happens for a reason. It's supposed to happen. That's my theory.
That's a great theory to have, honestly. Just because, like you said, you want to learn the lesson no matter what mistake is being made. Just because your life doesn't end right there in that moment. They could have very well fired you because they just
very much so
cooperating. But you would have picked yourself back up and found another job just because you knew that there was a lesson.
Literally, and kept it going, and again, I felt like they were reassured in a sense, or felt the confidence in me to feel like it would be executed and it would be good. Again, I feel like sometimes when you move in a nervous kind of or a timid kind of notion or flow, people pick up on energies, and that makes them nervous. And once they get nervous, now it's 180 something of us on set. You know what I mean? It trickles down. It goes from department to department to a department, and it affects everyone. So you kind of got to be cool. Oh, okay, cool. We'll get that. And when I say you work, you work. When I say you over there, like, you pulling it up, you making it happen fast, to try to make sure that you're resolving the problem. But you reassure them. If you can reassure them, I think most of the time they won't fire you. I've never been fired. Knock on wood. I've never been fired. But I think you just have that calm, reassuring spirit, and they'll be okay.
That's beautiful. Kai, you had another question?
This one, it's silly. Okay. But I just, are there any hair trends or styles that you dislike doing?
I'm a healthy hair girl. I definitely specialize in and have worked with, trained under healthy hair gurus in a sense. So for me, I'm a healthy hair girl. Now I love a wig. I love a sew-in. Love it. One of my specialties. But the glue, that's one of those that I cringe every time because I just know what it's going to be when I take it off. I cringe every time that I have to do it to someone. I'm like, you don't want it. I promise you, sis, not for 2 hours. Like, you want your edges for a lifetime. But, you know, sometimes they want the look, you know, and you got to give them the look. And for me, again, I want to make sure that you're happy, you know what I mean? And you feel confident. If that's the way you feel confident, or if it's a scene where I know you're going to be like, you know, running and jumping off of something and popping up and sweat. And I know that girl is not going to lay down the same way. So I'll go ahead and just glue her, you know, but in that process, you still want to make sure that you're being careful and taking it off and removing it. Let's put it that way. And, you know, using the right alcohols or removals that you use to take it off. So that will probably be the one hairstyle I would say, or the one trend I would say that kind of makes me a little like, and it's only just because I know over time, I just know what's going to happen. Poor things, poor edges. Sorry, guys.
Honestly, I think it's safe to say you and everybody who does hair care and cosmetology, y'all are magicians. Y'all transform people, y'all transform energy, and y'all make what we love to see, especially from our entertainment. So I appreciate you with the 1,000% from my heart. That's great. I just love knowing that you feel confident in what you do. And that question itself is definitely like, well, yeah, I could tell you everything I don't like, but it's not that people and their happiness isn't my concern. I just know there's better for them. And I think that's powerful. Yeah. I think that's powerful.
I definitely agree with that. I was like, who am I? Look, girl, if you want to do it, come on, let's do it. I know it's better though, but if you want to do it, let's do it. I want to make sure that you feel good, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I have another question, and I'm going to let anybody else finish off with some final questions. So
okay.
Do you have a favorite moment or experience, whether being in your company or in the TV and film world? Do you have a favorite moment or experience or favorite person even that you like working with?
I love all my clients. Like, I love all the people that I've worked with. For me, a very special moment that I had was last August at the Bronner Brothers Hair Show. I've been literally going to the hair show since 13, I would say, with the ladies that, you know, whoever I assisted or worked with. So I grew up in those hair shows. And once I turned, I want to say maybe 17, I became a platform artist. So then I started working for different hair companies at the hair shows. So it was one of those things where you kind of walk around and you never quite imagine yourself or think of yourself to literally own your own booth at a hair show, at the #1 Black hair show, you know? So for me, when I had my big launch at the hair show last August, that was like a huge moment for me because it was literally mine. And I felt like I was on the other side of where I've been, you know, my whole life, let's put it that way. So that was a huge, huge moment for me. Again, on set, I love working with all my actresses. They're all super dope, like all of them. Cool, down to earth, easy. Yeah, I get easy girls who's just like, yeah, just make me cute, you know? And that's what I do. So it works out. We're always pretty much a good pair. I'm trying to think of a good moment on set that we've had. I mean, there's so many. I would have to think hard.
Honestly, I've seen on your Instagram and in stories, you hang with Gabrielle Union a lot. Do you have a favorite moment with her?
Gab is a funny one. Like, Gab is literally hilarious. Her one-liners are like, they roll off and they're like, they hit and they're solid. Like, and you hold your stomach and laugh. What's a good Gab moment? We have so many. We're always the best at rap. Like when we're finished shooting, that's when the colors come out. But that's probably our best moments is at rap time. I mean, even just at the end of the night at rap times, that's when we almost kind of come back alive. Because you work 12 to almost 16-hour days most days. So we're pretty much exhausted. By the time we finish a project, we like, So we get to have good times. It's a loose environment. Of course, you still want to be professional, but you can definitely be yourself. And working with her, I always felt comfortable being myself. And again, she's a riot. I'm really trying to just put on one moment. I mean, even towards the rap for LA's Finest, which premieres tonight at 8:00.
Okay.
On Fox, but but even on the wrap of that, she had her chef, Richard, bring in crab legs. We had like Dungeness crab legs. He made homemade cheddar Red Lobster biscuits, lobster mac and cheese. I mean, I was like, now you know what, when I say we sat on that trailer licking and sucking fingers, like maybe for 2 hours, they was like, where is Gab's glam? I think that was a very, very good moment for us. And I mean, literally, we just sat there the whole day and everyone just came on the trailer. My sweet Cobb came and hung out. So I would say that was a really, really good moment for us that I can think of just right offhand, maybe because it's like right there. But yeah, that was a great moment. She's a cool one. I love Gab.
That's good. That's good. Taylor, Zeno, Kai, y'all have any other questions?
I do have a question. So basically, I just want to know, has there ever been like a look that you've done that's been super experimental, like something that was so out of the box that you've done? And what was it?
Let's see. I would probably say early on, let's see. Let me think. What would be super? Because you can't get too crazy. Again, I would go back to single ladies. Here we go. It's always single ladies. Every time we like crazy hair, I'm like single ladies. Denise Bassey, who I love, adored Mandler, Denise Bassey Mandler now. And we had this runway scene where it was like rock the walk or rock the mic, something like that. And we had Future who came on set and he was performing live. And this one Future like first, like, you know, really was like a hit or whatever. And she had this gorgeous gown that she was wearing. And each lady, I did Lisa Ray and Denise on the show. And each lady, of course, wanted their own hairstyle, their own identity. I mean, everyone wanted to look completely different. And I try to think of her because it was her hair show. I mean, her fashion show. So I was like, what can I do that would be super, super sick? And that's when Gwen Stefani first came out with like the roll hairstyle where it's kind of like almost like a cocoon in a sense. And we did that on her. And literally when I said like killed the whole like set, like when she walked on set, I was like, oh my God. But I would say that was probably one of the craziest hairstyles that I did on like in a hurry, of course, because everything on set, it's in a hurry. And yeah, we killed it. That was like one of those looks that kind of lived on for a long time.
Just want to say I do love Single Ladies. That was a great show.
Yeah.
It was a very great show.
Wasn't it good?
It was great. It was a very good show.
I feel like all the shows that I've worked on, like I love the shows, working on them and also watching them. So I did The Game. I did Being Mary Jane. I did Single Ladies. I did Sleepy Hollow. I did With This Ring that was on Lifetime. I've done most of all of Gab's movies recent days. Anything that she's been in, anything she's kind of been in film or movie wise, I've done that recent day. Either me or Larry Sims, who I love as well. And, you know, grateful that he even trusted me enough to work with her because that's his client. And he was like, look, girl, you got this set thing. I'm going to stay over here at the shoots. And you hang out on set. And which was perfect for me because it fits with my lifestyle a little bit better. And I was able to stay a little bit more stable for my twins at the time. So we like literally, we're a dynamic team. We just trade out. We step in where we need to, fill in, and rock out. So yeah, pretty cool team. And I think the shows I've worked on has been pretty cool.
That's great. I just want to say thank you because we really appreciate it. You definitely lit an inspirational fire, I would say, for me, just because I know what it takes to make things from behind the scene shine and pop on light. And of course, the entertainers get the praise, but you definitely praise everybody you've named you work with.
I would definitely say that. And I think a lot of times you don't think about all the work that it takes to put into them. So thank you for even noticing. Of course, you lived through it in a sense as well. So yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you. And I have one final question. I just want to make sure we get some advice from you, is there anything you would tell to a younger version of yourself, or just somebody coming up after you, about being Black in any industry, or just achieving your success in the world we live in?
The thing that I would tell my younger self, if I could, like, keep going, like, it gets better, keep going, and don't let little moments think that that's the end of it. Like, that's not the end of your life. Again, keep pushing. Like, we don't have a choice. We have to make our way through. We gotta stand strong. We gotta stand tall, and they gonna know who we are. Period. And they're gonna respect it. Period. So I would definitely tell, any advice that I would give is to stay strong, stand tall, your head held high, and walk through and push through. Period. If you can't walk through, push through. But get through. You'll get through it.
That's
and
great
don't
advice.
give up.
That's great advice. Last but not least, please plug yourself. Let people know where to follow you, anything about your businesses, upcoming shows, or anything you're doing in general.
Okay, so you can follow me at One by Wankaya. I think I have it so big here, but it's ONEBYWANKAYA. You can order products online, www.onebywankaya.com. I didn't really get to go in much details about my product, but it's super bomb, super great, because it's stimulating, growth stimulating, hydrating, moisturizing shampoo, conditioner, hair smoothies, or avocado hair smoothie, and a strawberry and banana hair smoothie that's like super repairing, super hydrating, super bomb. We just introduced the new flaxseed microwavable caps that you can do your deep conditioning treatments with without having to sit underneath a hair dryer. We also have new brushes that we just released as well, that helps with detangling a little bit better. And we have portable hair dryers that you just plug it up to your little blow dryer, and it like inflates. So if you're doing your twist outs and stuff like that, it's easy for you. We have a bomb growth serum that's peppermint and lavender. So it's literally fortified to stimulate hair growth. The whole line has saw palmetto, which is a powerful plant to stimulate hair growth and help with DHT. Quick little synopsis on DHT. It's a hormone that sits underneath our hair shaft that eats after our hair, and after a while, eats after our follicles. And after a while, it causes thinning and balding. So a lot of times people don't realize that's the reason why their hair is thinning, but we're one of the only products who have an anti-DHT blocker in it. So it helps with that and gets your hair like back to where you need to be in a day. It detangles effortlessly. It's bomb. It's really, really bomb. And I'm not just saying it, I promise. So yes, that's a bit about the line. And again, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Follow us, tell your friends about us. We're in the expansion phase. We're trying to grow. We need your help to grow. And yeah, I think that's it. You can order, did I say www.onebywankaya.com?
Yeah.
And if you want, you can follow me on Hair by Wankaya, but just go over to One by Wankaya.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, sis? Because I think I might have to go check it out.
I think
Girl.
Girl,
You're telling me.
I promise you, it will not disappoint y'all. Y'all can have, like, we have these girls' night out specials that we're gonna launch. This is really early for me to talk about it, but it's next month's special for October. Oh, when does this come out? October?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. So for October, we'll be doing these packages, which is a girls' night out package, and it'll be the shampoo, conditioner, the caps, and a brush, and we just sell it all in a pouch. And it's something to do, like, you know, everybody will come together and have sleepovers, and it's like a spa day for the girls, so you can kind of just pamper yourself. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We're launching that October 1st.
Your mind
really did something. For sure, check that out.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I love it. I love it. And please do. And if you guys ever, you know, need me again, let me know. If you guys want to do maybe a girl group where, you know, we speak to the women about hair care and different things like that. Because again, I think that's extremely important. And I feel like a lot of times we don't know the proper way to take care of our hair. And it's kind of like, in a sense, especially going into college, you're coming from where you're underneath your mom's rules, in a sense, with hair, to just like now being like, okay, I got to figure this all out. So I'm here for you girls.
Even since quarantine too, because quarantine, listen, because I was getting my hair done at the salon every 2 weeks like clockwork, and then COVID happened, so I've had to figure this out.
Yeah.
So listen,
Definitely,
great.
definitely. We give great tips on the website as well. And I give quick hairstyle tips on, like, cute little updos that can work real fast, different ways to get hair treatments in, because the whole line is based off of women on the go. When you're short on time, you need products that's going to work, and it's going to work effectively, efficiently, and it's actually going to correct the issues that you're having. So again, I give tips on how to do your hair smoothies, wear your head wraps, and work out, so it's like you're doing, in a sense, 2 in 1. So you're getting it done. You got to take a shower afterwards, rinse your hair out. I give quick wash and go tips and twist out tips and all that good stuff. Y'all get on that website and get online, get on their Instagram. I'm telling you, you'll get lost in that little timeline. It's good.
Look at God. Look at God. This was great. I appreciate you so much. Like I said, a magician, a beautiful entrepreneur, a mother, the whole thing. She just does it all. And I appreciate all the gems, just the comfort and the grace you presented us with while we're doing this Q&A. I thank you so much. So that's it. We're going to drop this for you guys in October. And of course, BSU Cal Lutheran is our Instagram. Find us there. Find all the content we're going to post. And yeah, of course, stay updated with what we do. So thank you. And if you have any last words to say, go ahead, Miss Hinkson.
Keep pushing, stay safe, be careful, watch your surroundings. That's what I'll say.
Of course. All right. Y'all, everybody have a great day, and thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye, guys.